Alright guys, welcome back to SirenSongGaming. I had a request for a mine run through. So I had somebody who was interested in doing some ammo creation in Blackrock, but was a little bit nervous to go down into the mine. She had a previously bad experience, so figured we would do a quick video on this. Where I'm starting you at is actually the substation that you come into when you come into Blackrock. The reason we chose to come here is actually because there's a few different ways to get into Blackrock. You can come from Pleasant Valley, or I believe there's a way to come from Timberwolf Mountain. So I prefer the Pleasant Valley route myself, so that's the route I chose to take. We're going to walk you through how to get to the mine, how to navigate around the mine shaft itself, and then how to avoid dying in the gas and things like that. So go ahead and get started here today. It's a nice little area to be in. There are timber wolves here that spawn, just as a full disclosure thing. This is my stalker playthrough. This is not the stalker playthrough we've been doing. This is my personal one. So I've cleared this out pretty well. So you will see timber wolves here. There's some things that are a little bit inconsistent on my playthrough than you'll have on your own, just because I've been through here. But generally, easiest way to get to the mine is going to be to follow the signs. So we're going to stay on the road and walk down to the mine. These are the signs I was talking about. So we want to go towards the penitentiary until we get to the point where we start seeing the small signs that say mine on them. So you'll have a certain point where you'll have an arrow that points to the prison and an arrow that points to the mine. And as you walk through here, you'd want to keep an eye out for timber wolves, things like that, just to make sure you're safe. If you need to take shelter, you can actually come through to this area here. There is a small cabin that you can shelter into. There are some cattails here on my playthrough. There was some gear in there as well, so it's that area all the way in the back. I'm going to put it to the left of my screen, that building there. You can go in there, you can make a fire, hide under there, and sleep as needed. There's some cattails on this pond, usually as well, so it's a good stopping point if you need a few minutes. I went ahead and made sure I had food, water, and was rested before we started this. So these are the little signs I was talking about, so we're going to keep going towards the penitentiary until we are seeing the signs that split to the other path. And that sign right there is the one we were looking for. So, from here, you could continue to go this way, and you would get to the prison. However, what we want to do is we actually want to stop and go to the mine. So we're going to go this way. Here's another mine sign here, so we're going to continue to follow it. I tend to say just stick to the road, that way there's no chance you'll get lost. Feel free to loot through these vehicles. I'm pretty sure I've already done them, so we're just going to keep moving. can always stop there and loot through. I believe where this opens up here, there is a Timberwolf spawn around this area as well. Best ways to deal with Timberwolves are going to be popping those blue flares. And I tend to throw them down at my feet, and if I have a firearm, shooting at them breaks them morale pretty quickly. You can also go the route of just throwing the blue marine flares, as they're called, at them, and it does break their morale as well. I tend to go the route of being more aggressive and shooting at them, but you do what feels best for you. Being that I'm here to make more ammo, I didn't ever mind, blasting through the bullets. As a side note, you do not need to go to the prison before to get the code at the mine shaft. So I wasn't sure initially when I first played if I needed to go to the penitentiary first to know what I was looking for, but they seem to not make it so that you need to know that you're missing the code to go get the code. So if that makes sense, so you can go straight to the mine. You don't have to take the detour to the prison to then turn around and leave again. There's this trailer here if you do need to stop for anything. We're pretty good. I may stop in here and rest just for 2 hours, just to get my awareness up. You're a wolf over there now. I think 'cause I'm a wolf chili. Cool. That's good enough. Don't ever be afraid to take advantage of those maps as well. I know we've talked about it before. Okay, well, here's a good learning opportunity for you. I think there's only 2 left. That morale bar is pretty small. Pop 1. I didn't even see the other one. Oh, you're stuck on a rock there. Okay, well. Popped that one, so we're just going to shimmy through. I'll pop the other one again as I see him. But since his buddy's glitched into a rock there, we're just going to keep moving. Stop and reload this.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Really, I've been here before. Over here as well, there's a cabin back there that you can cover in if you need to. He bit me. Tore my clothes a little bit. Try not to waste the flare. Oh, you. Okay, well, alright. He's gonna make me waste the flare, I think. And we're still following the mine signs. On this run, I have a ton of gunpowder that's stored away, so I would literally just have to go over and refill those casings. I brought like 40 or 50 lead with me. Go away. So really all we have to do is fill those casings up, so I don't mind blasting through the bullets a little bit. If you're in a similar, in a different situation, you need to kind of balance your resources as you need to, but for me, I'm just going to throw the casings in a drawer, and then I have more casings that I intended to bring back, because I didn't think I would actually have enough gunpowder, but I made significantly more and found the stuff to make more than what I thought I would have, so it's definitely worth exploring before you're ready to actually start making gunpowder. So keep following those mine signs. So this next part I tend to get a little bit turned around at times, so don't feel bad if you do as well. When you get to the end here, where the actual mine should be, the bridge is collapsed, so you have to kind of go up and around to get to the actual mine itself. There's going to be a couple ropes you climb down, climb back up type of thing, so... Now that is a full pack of wolves. So this one we're going to waste a flare on. Killed one, but now their morale's broken. So that marine flare really does make a huge difference. And with the timber wolves, once their morale is broken, they'll stay broken for a little bit. I tend not to stay in the area, just in case. You're from the other pack, huh, buddy? I think that other pack is glitched. Never had this many issues with one single wolf chasing me. Could be because that other one was stuck in the rock. So, there goes this flare. Get rid of it. We're going to continue to follow the signs for the mine. I'm hoping that wolf will bleed out. I've shot him a couple times. Alright, so I can hear the water now, which means we're close. Now, this is the point where we start to have to deal with regular wolves. So there are regular wolves in this area, regular black wolves. Alright, and here's what I was talking about. So this is the end where the mine should be. If you tuck up in here, there is sometimes a backpack in here. I've already looted this area, so But there's a backpack. Sometimes there's a body here. At least there used to be on the old loot tables. But we are tired. I'll be back with you guys in just a second. We're going to fast forward through this. Okay, so we camped out for the night. Yeah, okay, so we camped out for the night there. I have a bare bedroll. It did actually almost blizzard this morning, so I was kind of waiting to see if that would happen. So from here, we cannot go this way. I'll show you if you want to see it. So this bridge is borked. So it's like there was a cave-in over there, or an avalanche. So from here, we're looking for the rope. So there's a rope. Because we actually need to climb down into the ravine and then climb up on the other side. Ow. Actually, guys, be back in just a second. I need food. And this wolf is here, so I'm going to carve him up. We're going to leave those last two pieces because they should actually finish by the time the fire goes out. So, 2 pieces of cooked meat waiting for us when we come back. Yep, and that's what I was worried about. Corner wolves, man. Oh, I'm bleeding. Okay. He probably started coming around the corner at me because I had... Oh shoot, I don't have any antiseptic. Alright, have to find some. I left my antiseptic back at the shed. Try to keep down on weight. It'll teach me a lesson. Okay. So, down we go. Into the ravine. There are wolves in this ravine. Any old man dressing. Okay. There's a wolf right there. Okay. And we're down here now. It's a little chilly out today. Two wolves there. Keep thinking I'm crouching in this ravine. So I do have a bear bedroll in my pocket and a bear jacket on, so I think that's why we spooked that one wolf. And I have meat on me, which is why they're pretty hell-bent on getting to me. So I have that half piece of meat on me still. So it's not wise to travel with meat unless you're ready to fight the wolves that come along with it. I think that really wasn't worth it, but that's okay. I'm gonna drink this coffee, because I am getting tired from doing those ropes. And we're gonna wait a second, because Stam's not quite all the way up yet. If you don't have crampons yet at this point, I do highly recommend taking a few minutes and making the improvised ones. They make life much easier, and honestly I don't think that they're much worse than the found crampons. When you're tired, it slows down your climbing speed, so. Alright, we're gonna go back down to the ledge. Oof, okay, so. Not playing that game today. Actually, funny enough, have been trying to get better at Interloper. And today on Interloper, I had a pretty good start to a run, and I didn't respect my boundaries, and I fell off a rope and redlined myself. So then, of course, I was in Hush River Valley, and I killed myself. So. A little bit gun-shy about these ropes now. Wearing my crampons, right? Yeah? Okay. Let's try this again. You can do things like take a stem, take coffee, things like that, and then I'll help refill that stem bar for you. If I had thought enough about it, I could have stemmed myself at the bottom. And I tend to be a little bit more cautious on this playthrough because this is actually my longest stalker run I've done so far. So I'm just at 200 days on this one, so trying to see how far we can get on this before the wildlife update. So when the wildlife update comes out, if you need to start a new game to get those changes, I'm going to trash this save and start over again. Alright. So we're going to shimmy across this lock. And unfortunately, we might still have to stem to get up this last rope. So, I'm going to go ahead and stab ourselves. And up we go. If it were a little bit earlier in the day, I probably wouldn't have done that, but clearly I've been here. There are some caves along here, so you can actually duck into one of these caves at night and sleep. You'll need to do something. Alright guys, so Oh, I love cattails here. Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and get through the night tonight. I was clearly over encumbered here. So what had happened there was, since we didn't have any antibiotics, or not antibiotics, antiseptic, we did unfortunately get an infection. So it was easier just to take the infection and heal myself from it. So that's what we did. Go ahead and keep going. Need a couple of these cattails. Okay. Back out we go. Alright, just like that. Follow this power line and you'll get to the mine. So, now we're here. Good to go. So there's some coal and a bunch of other stuff down there. This is where you get a little bit heavy as well, so it's good practice to manage your weight well, especially in here, because we're going to have to do some running. Alright guys, so after a little bit of a brain fart on my end, I had to go in and reset the mine to the way it should be. We're going to try this again. So, as you go into this mine, you come down here. There is some good stuff to loot around, so it's worth keeping an eye out. In this little cubby, you'll actually find the noisemakers. Once you find the noisemakers, you can actually make your own. And those noisemakers are good for scaring off wolves. They're pretty decent for the timber wolves, but you can kill yourself with them, so you should be kind of careful. So there's two ways you can go here. There is a bit of looting you can do if you go down that way. We're not going to do that right now, but I do encourage you to take a second and do it. We're going to come this way and follow the elevator signs. So there's two ways you can come from here. When you are done with your whole journey, you're going to come out there. So if you have anything that you don't want to carry with you, I do recommend keeping yourself as light as possible, because you're going to have to run. So drop any of the stuff you have that you don't need. It's a good spot to make sure you're underweight, because you are going to get tired as well. So just make sure that as we go through this that you're ready to run. It's not a lot of running you have to do, but there is a section where you kind of have to haul butt through the poison gas. So when you get down here, I actually have the wrench in my pocket, but I believe it's over here that it spawns. It should be on this crate here. If it's not, just go ahead and loot around. It's in here. And it looks like this. This is the elevator crank. You need this to power the elevator. It's a man-powered elevator. So then what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to this elevator, get yourself on it. We're going to go all the way down to floor 3. So when you get down to floor 3, ideally where we need to end up is floor number 2, but this elevator doesn't ever stop at floor number 2. So there's no entrance to this side. So what we're going to have to do is go all the way down to floor 3, run through the poison gas, take the elevator up to floor 2, and then that elevator, once you get all the stuff you want from the second floor, actually takes you back up to the entrance where we just showed you where to dump your stuff. So as soon as you start seeing the green gas, you'll get a negative effect that says suffocation. You want to run from there. Don't crawl, don't crouch, run. because you only get a certain amount of time to get through that area before you'll suffocate to death. So it's important that you just take off. So you can loot through here, but I will tell you, there's nothing worth looting really in the gas area, and it just slows you down. So I'm going to come up through here, follow these signs around, and down. So this gas right here is actually fresh air. It's apparently being pumped into the mine. So that's actually open. Seems like there's supposed to be a way to open these up. I don't know if maybe it's down here, but there's some stuff you can loot around down here. You know, it's definitely worth taking a peek at. See what's down here, items, things like that. Once you're done, just go back to where we just were. So. More fresh air here. And there's a backpack. So, there you go. So, we're gonna run back. Not particularly sure what to make of the valve handle. I'm not sure if it's an item that's supposed to be in the game or just one that I've never encountered. But it looks like you should be able to actually open up the fresh air gauges along the way. But I just want to follow this fresh air line back. So there's the elevator. We're back to where we were. So now is the time we want to go into the section that says toxic gas. Here is when I would say, if you're not sure if you'll make it through, take a minute, sleep for a couple hours, drink a coffee if you have it, take a stim. It's really not a far run, but it's good to just be over-prepared here. Especially if your weight is close. Mine's good, so as long as I don't get exhausted, I'll be alright. But if you don't have the technical backpack and the moose-head satchel, you can run into some issues here in terms of not being able to run. Having a stim in your pocket, if you pop that stim, you should be good to go. So we're going to start getting to the point where we will start to see green gas. There it is. As soon as we get closer to that, we're going to start getting sick. So, and here we go. So now we have that suffocation risk. We're going to run all the way through. Don't panic, but you know, move. It'll actually tell you on the left-hand side how many seconds you have left. So you really don't want to waste any time. Follow the signs for the elevator, don't go the other way. And then you're going to want to get in the elevator and haul butt up to the next floor. So if you're ready, it's going to put the thing in. And up we go. As soon as we get a little bit higher, we'll be able to breathe again. It does feel very, very sketchy, especially when you have a playthrough like this one is, where it's, you know, longer, you don't want to lose it. But now we're good again. So, suffocation risk is healed. And now we've hit floor 2. This is where we want to be. Exit the elevator. loot what you can loot along the way. And here is where you want to be. So, over here, there's some gear you can loot up and around. I'm not going to go up there. But what we want is we want to come over here. So over here, there is some gear on the ground here. Information. The note that you want that has the code on it is going to be right here. So you'll see it here. Pick it up, read it. I usually stash it in my pocket just to be sure. And then you crash out here if you really want to. We're going to go ahead and go. But back to the elevator, and we're going to go back up to the top floor. And then that's it. Easy as that, guys. So, hope this video helped out quite a bit. If you were helped out by this video, go ahead and throw a like on that. Go ahead and throw a like down and subscribe for further content. I do plan to do more videos like this, just for situations where I myself was pretty nervous to come in here for the first few times. But as long as you know what you're doing, not too bad. If you have any advice for me, definitely feel free to throw it in the comment section. And we're just gonna go ahead and get us back out to the beginning of the mine. We'll call this video. So, pull this crank out. When you come back in here a second time, if you ever do want to come in here, this elevator is going to be here. So you can skip that whole gas whatever step and just come right here. So on your way out, check for coal. Coal does respawn in this mine, so it's the only reason I would say if you ever think you want to come back here. It's good coal spawn. So, and this lantern was full when I started trying to record this video, so it's been doing me well in this cave. Luckily, I have some lantern fuel back at the base. So now you're going to follow the signs to the exit. But the tricky part is, you can't actually exit at the mine exit. You have to exit the way we came in. So we're going to get to a certain point where those exit signs are actually going to take you out of your way. So we are back here. Your stuff that you dropped should be right here. So I dropped just a couple things so that you could see it. But then we're going to leave out this way. Okay, so here we are. This is all the coal I found in the mine today on my journey back. So we're going to take as much as we can back. So this is how you would exit out. And you're basically going to backtrack your way back. But where you come out of the ravine is not where you went in. I was going to end the video there, but then I decided, hey, I guess I should actually take you guys back. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this on 2 times and run through it for you.
his food.
Now we're to the point where we're going to go ahead and go down where we came up. So there's a series of ropes to climb. So basically what the plan is instead of going that way, which is the way we came in, we're actually going to go back this way. So opposite of the waterfall, because we can't climb back up that little waterfall. But since it's almost dark out, I'm going to sleep here. I have a bare bedroll, so I can get away with it. I might have just lost my well-fed bonus, though. Whoops. Alright guys, so unfortunately we actually died here. So I've made a pretty fatal mistake by not turning around and going back up that rope once I heard that blizzard start. I underestimated that blizzard and it actually killed me. So unfortunately, this little adventure we just had is the last adventure I had on this run. Basically what happened was, I was able to struggle through the ravine for a while, got to the spot that I'm at right now, and then hunkered down, almost died, saved myself for a few minutes, and then unfortunately I did go ahead and die anyway. But generally what you would do from here is just follow the ravine out. It'll take you back to the prison, and from there you can start crafting. You have to wait for an aurora, and then once the aurora turns on, you go to that control panel, and it should open. You should be able to go in, and you don't need an aurora to use the workbench. You need to go ahead and light the fire underneath the forge, and then make your bullets from there. It's pretty easy. But as you can see, I ended up with frostbite risk, hypothermia, and then faded into the long dark. But thanks for hanging out today, guys. Being a good sport through all this. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and throw a like on that like button. Subscribe for more content. I'm not afraid to admit that I died. I could have gone ahead and ended that video and just acted like everything was fine. But unfortunately, Blackrock can be a cruel mistress, so make sure you have enough clothes and make sure you're smart. What I should have done differently, gone back up into that cave and hunkered down for the night. A lesson learned. Oh well. But it was nice hanging out with you guys today, and like and subscribe for me. Thanks, and post your adventures below. Later, Gators. Alright guys, well that was a little bit crazy, huh? Jeez. I was actually worried there for a few minutes.